a messed up thing. I'm gonna be really honest. I've been so stressed out lately with the accusations of being crazy that when I say I come back to my person, is that all the past stuff comes rushing back, and it takes you out of your place. Everybody has a place where they're not just their daily roles. They're not just the dad. They're not just the worker. They're not just the person you see on the street. They're the you that is miraculous, that was there before you got changed and all your emotions and feelings got hurt and you saw all the disorder and everything just seemed confusing. There's a part in each of us that comes from there. And my job is to help people find that again. Everybody, from the biggest political figure to the biggest madman to the nicest person right now, to other people that may be timid and shy and lonely when they're by themselves. There's a part of us that wasn't judged by anybody, that wasn't left out, or that wasn't unloved. Those are all ideas in our minds, and it shows up outside you because you feel that way about yourself. I don't want to go into that, but right now, what I need to say is that I love everyone, and I love my kids so much. And the way that I'm being approached by her mother, the lawyer, the court, is expected in a world in which people are so filled with turmoil. I have no inner turmoil. My outer turmoil is the past reflection of what the person I used to be had caused for me now. But that isn't my fault completely. It was my fault then, and I do accept that. Right now, it's my responsibility to be true and honest. And the true and honest thing is to not fight the court system for my kids and to say that and go through these loops. If I get the psychiatric evaluation, I'll be completely honest. When I go to the courtroom, I'll be completely honest. But whatever they do to me is what they do to me. Or like they take the kids away because they don't believe in spirituality and they don't believe that I've had an experience that helps me understand what's going on with that is you before you were distorted. Science and quantum physics talk about it, but that stuff doesn't seem to matter if you look like me. I understand in understanding that most people don't ever come to knowing in their lifetime. And that's not a bad thing. It's an amazing thing. So this whole period of time has taken me out of that because it's made me go into my personal problem, which is my ex who knows nothing about me is calling me crazy and trying to take my kids away. So I got sucked out of that place of oneness. Some of the videos I make, I'm not trying to prove whether I'm enlightened or anything like that or not. I know my experience and I know how to help people. That's the truth. And if anyone wanted to listen to me, they can. But they're still going to have all those other things outside them going in their head and messing with their mind. And I'm not trying to mess with their mind. I'm just trying to be completely honest as what's happening. And this is because I have experienced it, and I can experience it, and I do experience it. I've been sort of out of my spiritual practices, which are very important. Everyone should have some kind of spiritual practice, or at least don't even call it that. Call it you time, real you time, where you go inside of who you are to figure out you. That's the most important thing in this whole world, is to figure out who you really are, not what everyone else tells you. And if you don't ever go inside, you only are made up of the construction of all the things you watch and see and pick pieces of and make yourself. That's what I don't want my kids to do, and that's what they're doing, because they're not learning about themselves, because nobody has a way to show them. And I'm trying to. In fact, I was going to start making them things to take home and listen to when they go to sleep, so they motivational things and things that tell them how beautiful and smart and people love them and they're loved and cared for, and that they can make it through anything if they put their minds to it, and they are a good person with love in their heart, and things. I was going to make affirmations for when they go to sleep and make a more kid version thing for them. And Jasmine even asked me to, and Leo thought it was a good idea because they don't know what they really want to do yet, and they were all confused. Well, living with their mom, they're all confused because their mom's not making them apply themselves. They're just sort of treating them like kids and letting them do what they do without getting too much involvement. And I'm not saying that because I don't know. I'm saying it because I'm sure of it. That's what they've told me. But anyway, so I've gotten so wrapped up in my personal issue with that situation that it's taken me out of my spiritual practice. And in order to help the world, not just my immediate family, because right now my immediate family is being pulled in directions by people who rightfully at one point in time have something against me. Jen rightfully had a reason to have something against me, I guess, because people, even then I didn't know how to control my emotions like I do now. Even if I have a momentary outburst, I'm immediately over it and I'm back in love. I'm always in love. I'm always coming from my heart. But just because I react with emotions and feelings, like an enlightened person is full of love. And that means that the situation that comes to them with angst and anxiety and anger is going to mirror in them towards it. It doesn't mean they don't love that person. It means they're trying to help them on their journey. I'm trying to help Jen and Brittany on their journeys here in life. I'm trying to help everybody I meet. The judge, by being honest with him and telling him about my situation and not lying, which would be saying, I don't know, I didn't, I would have to basically say that I didn't say it to my kids, which I did. I did tell my kids that we are all God. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing. Everyone knows that. It's just the word God people don't like. We are all here existing, and most people can't, well, nobody can put it into words, but most people don't even have any clue or any concept of how it's really working, because they think that we're right here in this point in time and that's it. And they go off all the histories up to now, but everything from this point on can be new instead of going by some laws or going by some guidelines that were made up before that we can see aren't working. That is the point. And I'm meant to help that become better for the whole entire existence in this world and the next life and the afterlife, because I understand them all. And over time, people will understand that too, because I can't explain it all in one sentence. It's going to take some time, because that's what we're here to learn. And I know this, but because most people don't take any of the time in their life to look into that, it just seems so far-fetched and so, unnecessary, but it's very necessary right now. The world needs it. Consciousness is evolving. Science, everybody knows this. And it seems like the people around me are so low vibrational or don't even know what's going on in the world and haven't noticed it themselves. And I'm not trying to insult them because I love them. And I'm trying to help them. But by me saying it like this is because I'm concerned about how they're not even listening. They're not even taking a logical idea into their mind and seeing everything is escalating. Not just the technology is getting bigger. That's because consciousness and intelligence is growing too. Everything is growing. And I'm growing too. I'm evolving into something new because I've believed and put that much effort into myself. And I want to show them they can too. I see Brittany's very negative and very down. Like, she may be happy when she dresses up and feels pretty and whatever, but inside, I know her more than she does. And that's being brave to say, but I know it. I know people inside by being around somebody. I know them inside just by listening to them or seeing them for a little bit. Because if you're a conscious being or you understand what we're here for, even a tiny little bit, you give off that vibration. And everyone that I see on a daily basis doesn't, because they don't know what they believe in. And they don't even think about it. Our country has taken that idea out of our head to think about mortality, to be alive, to be here, to enjoy just living, not running around in the rat race to make things work so that you can keep paying taxes. That's what we got stuck into. The thing, like life itself on America is almost like the game Monopoly. It's ridiculously accurate when all we do is we try to, go around the week, basically the board. We go around the week, and when we pass go, it's payday. And we have to see if we can use it. I mean, instead of just buying properties, we're buying clothes and food and whatever, but that wouldn't be a fun game. So, it's a little different that way. But the United States itself is almost like Monopoly. But in a physical person sense, which is a real thing that we do have say in. We don't have to play it like this anymore. We don't have to go along with that anymore. But we show love and we try to suggest changes first. We don't just jump in and try to blow up people and do things. And if it doesn't work at first, when you suggest changes, you just try more. You try in different ways. You try to make sense to people. Instead of being by force, that's never going to solve anything. So all this stuff that's been going on has been taking me out of my spiritual practices, which are so important that I need to do that. And I understand that other people don't do that, and it seems odd, and it doesn't make me crazy. It means that this is what I'm meant to do, and I've found my purpose. I wish I could hear some other people that found their purpose, which isn't something that's making money somewhere for somebody or for themselves and becoming successful and rich and providing for their family. Well, what about the world that's out of order right now? Everybody. Right now, I can do whatever I want to try to do to keep my family together, but they're making their own decisions, and I can't influence them from inside. I have to influence them from outside, because people aren't going inside. Anyway, I love you, and I just want the best for everyone, everywhere, and that's from my heart. I know I mean that in a depth that most people don't towards anyone else. Not even their lover, their wife, their girlfriend, their husband, whatever. People don't feel this like I do. And I know that. And they would know that if they were sitting there talking to me one-on-one. Any day, any time. I'm always in a place of love. And I sometimes, because of that, it makes me react to being ridiculed or being looked at as a bad person or crazy or something, anything negative. I mean, I'm so positive that I have to say something about it. I can't just say nothing and let my life be taken away and my kids be, so I have to stand up for myself in some way. And then when you do that, people are like, you don't seem enlightened. And I don't care what I seem like to other people. There's also things that I am here to do in my personal life, apparently. And I need to help them. And I don't have anything against their mom except the fact that listening to gangster music and dancing around to songs about sex and shit like that when you're 10 is not going to help our daughter be a pure woman or a more, apt student or anything like that. It's going to distract her from even just the regular life. So I'm needed. And a talk with me, and between me and Brittany, would be a great, huge step that would help so much if me and Brittany would just talk. The main problem is the kids feel the tension between their mom and me when we're in the same place. And they love their mom, and they're around their mom more, so that vibration sticks more. And if you want to talk in vibration or science, that's what the problem is there. And it's not even a problem. It's just unfortunate that I haven't got the time to build that bond. Not the time, but the cooperation. So, of course, it takes me out of those places. And right now, I just have to get back into my spiritual practices, because that's what we're all meant to do. We're all meant to figure out who we are, not who we're supposed to be in accordance to everybody else. I'm doing what we're supposed to do, and I know that. There's no doubt about it. Even the biggest CEOs and whatever are starting to go spiritual because they're realizing that even making it to that big point means nothing if you don't have you inside. And this is what I'm here to teach people, to find that you that's you inside. The I that is I. All right, that's it.